let's do the intro again though, because we suck.
Yeah, we do suck. So hey everybody, we suck, and today we're just gonna talk for a little while about the shows we went to over the summer. Apparently I went to a lot more than Jess did. I don't feel like it's as many more as it feels like. So we did our episode about the Silverstein show and compared. We're gonna talk about everything after Silverstein. Um,
Yep, everything after Silverstein.
you want me to start?
Yeah, because you
Okay.
definitely have more shows than me. I know
Okay.
you do.
Okay. So I went to see Inoa. I don't know what there is to say about that show. Um, it's
Well,
good to
how was
see
the
it.
show?
Good from what I remember. It was
It was
three
so
months ago.
long
It
ago.
was 3 months ago at this
Your
point.
elder emo brain can't remember.
Exactly. It was good. I don't even remember who opened local bands. It was a pretty small show. It was good. There wasn't a huge crowd or anything. It was at my favorite local venue, the Song and Dance. Um, I don't know. It was a good show from what I remember. I was
Yeah,
just
what one was that one?
That was June 10th.
June 10th? You didn't have any other ones in May?
I don't think so.
All you had was Silverstein?
I think it was just Silverstein.
Dang.
I'm going to pull up my Google Photos because that'll remind me as I go through. Since I use my phone as a camera for these episodes. So let me pull that up and maybe it will jog my memory.
I think that might have been true though, because I always have your availability on my calendar, and you were only unavailable like 3 days that in that month
In June,
in May.
in May.
You were
Okay.
unavailable on the 6th and the 24th.
What was I doing on the 24th? Maybe there was another show on the 24th. Let's see. I don't have any pictures from the 24th, so um, unless I didn't take any pictures.
Yeah, I don't remember what you would have been doing on the 24th. This is why you got to put all your shows in a calendar.
I know. Okay, looking back, the I Know a show was definitely the first one. I think Flight by Nothing opened up for I Know a. I could be wrong, but I remember it being a good show.
Yeah.
Um, and then on the 13th of June, I went and saw my friend's band perform at a little dive bar called the Jug. Um, his band is Colder Weather. They have a show coming up on Thursday that I'm going to go see. So I will give you some information on that show. They are opening for Thomas Nicholas band, who he was known for being an actor in American Pie, and he was also the former lead singer of Rookie of the Year, if you remember them.
I remember Rookie of the Year, yes.
Yeah. And then that same night, I went to emo night. I'm looking at pictures of that. First of all, my friend's band, Colder Weather, is absolutely amazing. I'm excited to see them again in a couple nights. Um, as of this recording, at least. And then emo night, I have ironically, wow. Last time I saw my friend's band play, I saw him, and then I went to emo night. It was back to back, and then I'm seeing them this Thursday, and I've got emo night on Friday. Ironic. But emo night is always a blast. So I'm looking forward to going to another emo night.
I've still yet to go to one.
Do you want me to share another? I've gone through two.
No, I
Um,
can share. I'm
okay.
starting back in May though, because I had more shows in May than you, I guess.
Okay. Oh, and that other one I went to that was talking about you. Oh, I said the date. Never mind. It was the 13th of June. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, my first show in May was obviously our last night. No, Silverstein, duh. Oh my gosh. My brain is not functioning.
No, I'm getting way ahead of yourself.
Yep, got ahead of myself. So the first show I'm going to mention in May, since we both already talked about Silverstein in a previous episode, was Hidden in Plainview on the 17th of May, and that was in Chicago at the Cobra Lounge. I was super excited to see them because it's been years since I've seen them. And I got to see Chris in person again after we interviewed him like forever ago.
Hmm.
Plus, uh, I think it was who opened for them. It was a band called Highwire. They were good. But the whole day was fun because my husband and I went down early, and like we visited like the Field Museum and everything and took the train in we wouldn't have as much like to deal with traffic and stuff if I drove over there.
Is that
But
with an
that was an
Amtrak?
experience. No, it's the L train, like a kind of a subway, but not underground,
So
above
there's something
ground
that
subway.
goes from Milwaukee to Chicago?
No, no, no. We drove down to Chicago to the venue, and I parked outside the venue, and then we took the train into the, like
Oh,
downtown
the Field
Chicago.
Museum and all that. Okay.
Yeah, because I
Gotcha.
wasn't gonna pay for all the parking down there. Are you kidding me?
Can you take an Amtrak from Milwaukee down to Chicago?
You can. Technically, you can go to Kenosha and take a Metra.
My
You can take the
entire
Metra.
my entire desk just shook violently, and I
Oh,
don't know why.
I don't know
Being
either.
being haunted.
Maybe, maybe. But yeah, no, we made a whole day of it and it was fun. The L train was interesting. We had some interesting characters on there.
Ooh. Listen, we like stories about like being on the road, so now you got to tell me at least one story from the train.
Well, first the train, we finally figured out which way we had to go with help of the L train guy because it had been a long time since I've taken a train. And we get up there and it was like a 20-minute delay because somebody had punched a window out on the train. So they had to get everyone off the train to wait for another train to come. And there was a homeless person squatting on it with a bazillion bags of stuff and a shopping cart full of things. And they didn't want anyone touching their stuff. So they had to unload it all themselves. So that took forever. I mean, I feel bad for them and everything, but at the same time, it's like someone could have helped you. But
Yeah.
they're very possessive. I mean, it's the only things they have. I get it. But then on the train, there were this guy that kept talking to himself. And I was just like, yep, don't make eye contact. Because you just don't know. You just
No,
don't
you
know.
don't. You don't.
Someone's gonna think you looked at him weird. I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna sit here and talk to my husband.
I mean, I look at you weird.
Yeah, I might come at you someday. No, I was kidding.
Old enough to be my sister.
I am old enough to be your sister. Do you want me to share another one from May, or I don't
No,
know
I
how
can
many shows you
I
have?
can yeah, neither do I. So I'm gonna go for another one. Because I'm sure I've got quite a few more than you. My next one was June 21st. This was Less Than Jake and the Suicide Machines. Um, the last time I saw Less Than Jake was like '05, I want to say. So it'd been 20 years, which makes me feel really freaking old. That's not true. I probably saw them in a Warp Tour um, more recently than that. But Suicide Machines were like a bucket list band for me. Huge into like the whole ska punk back in the day. And they were pretty good. So was Less Than Jake. The venue, I want to say it sold out. I could be wrong on that, but Riverworks in Buffalo is huge. So if they sold out, I would be shocked. I was shocked that they played there because the last time I saw them at a venue was this little venue inside a church that I think was like a 250 cap. And like Riverworks is huge. I looked it up at one point what the cap was for the room. So I'm really shocked how crowded it was there. Um yeah. So that was Less Than Jake, which Less Than Jake always brings it. So
Yeah, they always put on a great show. I
yeah.
mean, hell, they have to put on a great show. I stress fractured my foot skanking at a Less Than Jake show, so
Yeah,
yeah,
that was like
they're back.
15 years ago, right?
Oh gosh, that was like in probably mid 2000s.
Yeah, you said that story last night, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
mentioned that last night. Oh, well, I mention a lot of things a lot of times. I only have so many stories in life. Come on.
I know.
And we talk to so many people, so I mean, somehow I share it with other people multiple times.
Did you want to share another one or do you want me to go again?
Yeah, I'll share one.
Okay, because I'm trying to look for my next one. Oh, I found it. Okay, go ahead.
My next one is another May show because I had more shows in May than you. So May 20th, Dawn came to Milwaukee on a tour with Jack the Underdog, and that was a really good show. That was a really good show. It was fun too meeting them in person, meeting Dawn in person. Uh, really nice in person. It was great. Uh, Gold Steps opened for them, did an acoustic set and everything. And then the other band on the tour was also Hayden the Poser, which he was fun. He brought a lot of energy and everything and all that. I think he's from Milwaukee area, if I recall, too. Then Jack the Underdog, I've never seen him live either, and he was a lot of fun, lots of energy. I mean, a lot of the bands I've been seeing lately have just been bringing it with lots of energy. I haven't had any shows that I've really been like, oh, that was just lame, like, and of course, Dawn, they came on stage and it's just all the nostalgia. The whole night was kind of nostalgic because, they're both kind of on
Yeah.
that nostalgic trip. But yeah, no, it was fun. It was fun. I went by myself and it was at the Cactus Club in Milwaukee, if anyone was wondering, which I hadn't been to a show at the Cactus Club in forever. The last show I think I saw there was when a friend's band like came back together for like a real quick like reunion show, and it was like, oh. And then now they haven't done anything since. So, but yeah, this last time I've been to the Cactus Club. But yeah, it was a really good show. And if
Nice.
anyone listening has not checked any of those bands out, they definitely should because they're all awesome.
All right. My next show was Deadlands out in Albany at the Underground. I'm going to start by saying it was only them and one other band. It was the first show of the tour. Um, I got there after the opener finished. So I literally only got there to see Deadlands. And for anyone wondering, it's about 2 hours and 15 minutes of a drive for me. So I essentially got there as they were setting up, and they brought it. They did it so great. Casey's full of energy on stage, of course, connects with the fans really well. Um, CJ also brought it. Just a completely different vibe. If anyone hasn't seen our interview with them, um, CJ is just a completely different person on stage. Almost like in the zone, but also zoned out at the same time, if that makes any sense. Um, it was great. I did get the a chance to give them a JAMXP shirt for the year two that I had printed, that has Deadlands on the back for all the people that we interviewed. Shout out to Empire Underground though. Never been to that venue. It's this small venue, literally underground. It is long and skinny. I don't know what the max capacity is. I would be shocked if it's anything over 100. Um, but that room was amazing, for what it was, and I'm definitely looking forward to going back. As a matter of fact, Archers and a Virtue, that tour is going to be stopping there, and I was tossed up between going back to that venue and going to the one in Rochester, but I'll be going to the one in Rochester. What is that, next week Friday? Um, so
Something like
looking
that.
looking forward to that. I got a chance to sit and talk with them, or stand and talk with them for a little bit, but I let all the other people kind of talk to them before me. Um,
As you should, because you technically have already talked to them.
right, right. Um, I'll give one more. So that was July 10th, my sister's birthday. Um, my next show was another emo night, but this one is the emo night tour. Um, so the normal emo night I go to is emo night Syracuse. Um, this one was the actual one that goes around in tours, and they've got pictures on the website and everything. I've got a story for this one. I I've got relatively nasty social anxiety, especially when going to shows. Like, I'm not going to talk to strangers. So to loosen up, I got Red Bull and vodka because, I want to relax, but also I need some energy. And I made them double shots. So I was feeling pretty good. And I'm like watching the time, and I think it was like 10:30ish, somewhere around there. And I'm like, okay, I got to stop drinking soon. I'm going to go get one more drink. And so I go to the bar and I'm like, okay, so, another one, make it a double. And I held up two fingers. I don't know if the bartender thought I meant I wanted two more, but I was like clear to me, I was clearly meaning like a double shot. But I got two more from the bartender. And at that point, I'm not going to argue against the drink and be like, no, I wanted one, take the other one back. I walked back down to the floor, and the guy next to me that I've been next to almost the whole night looks at me and he's like, "Are you going to be okay?" I was like, "I'll be fine." 5 minutes later, because I'm on the floor and I'd like didn't want to spill the drinks, like 5 minutes later, bro comes back with a bottle of water. He's like, "You're going to need this." Um, so shout out to whoever that guy was.
You should have made
Um,
friends with him. He was looking out for you.
I did make friends with him. I accidentally held his hand during until the day I die, when we both had our hands in the air and we were singing along. So
Maybe you'll
um,
run into him at another emo night.
maybe. So shout out to random guy giving me a bottle of water, holding my hand. I appreciate you.
Yeah, and if you see this post, let Chris know that it was you. If you remember this experience, let's find the guy, the water guy,
The water guy. Yeah.
or should we call him the water boy?
Internet, do your thing. Find the water boy. I I was gonna say something I forgot. Oh, I was the only person at this emo night wearing a white shirt, but I was repping somebody we interviewed. I was repping at the shore. Um, so yeah,
Got a rep.
gotta rep. What do you have next?
My next one was still in May, the 25th. I had two shows pretty close together. That one was the Aurora Wave show. I also went to that alone, all the way in Madison. So that was like an hour away from me. But went to see Aurora Wave and Done For, and the opening band was Drogues, which was a guitarist and a drummer only, no vocals, which they were really good. Like, dude can play the drums and dude can slay on the guitar, let me tell you. And then I also did a little mini interview with Done For, a little catch-up interview with them to see how things have been going and everything with them. And I hung out with them pretty much the whole night because I didn't know anyone else. Hopefully they weren't too annoyed with me bothering them the whole time. And yeah, I kind of hung out with I kind of chatted with their merch girl photographer as well. She was fun. Tori is her name. Yeah, so and I got to go eat food with them as well. But yeah, I saw Aurora Wave. I got to meet Nathan afterwards, who we interviewed as well. If anyone's curious, a lot of these bands I've gone to see, we've interviewed already. So there's interviews out there, so go take a look at them. But yeah, Aurora Wave. Oh my gosh. Such a great set. Like, I'm glad I went to the show alone. I didn't I'm sometimes hesitant to go, but after going to a few now, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go alone if I have to. Because my husband won't go if it's a work night, because he's dead at work and his job involves too much thinking.
Party pooper.
I mean, I don't blame him. I mean, but I survived. I survived the next day. But yeah, no, Aurora Wave put on a great set. So much energy. Ugh. If you have not seen Aurora Wave live, you should definitely go see them live because you'll be blown away. But yeah, what's your next one? Because I feel like you still have more than me.
Yeah, I'm on to June 22nd, or July 22nd
Oh
rather.
shit. That was the wrong date. I looked ahead. That was not in May. That was June 26th, not May 25th. There was a different show the 25th. I screwed them up.
It's all good.
I screwed them up. I'm
It's
sorry,
fine.
guys. If you're listening to this episode, it's apparently a shit show.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's what we should change the name of the podcast to.
so yeah,
JAMXP,
I
a shit
gotta
show.
sometimes. So I went ahead. So that was actually June 26th, but I'll bounce back to the other show that was actually on the 25th after you go with your other one.
All right. So my next one um, was The Offspring, Jimmy Eat World, and Newfound Glory. Um, what do I say about this show? Newfound Glory was rushed since they were the opener at this amphitheater show. I've seen Newfound Glory enough. That sounds wrong. I've seen them quite a few times. So them having a condensed set was kind of expected. I want to say they played 7 or 8 songs, including their new one. But just I'm sorry, I'm gonna shit on the Syracuse scene for a minute. Nobody was into anything the whole night, and it kind of killed it for me. Um, so Jimmy Eat World killed it. I absolutely loved watching them. I hadn't seen them before, so Jimmy Eat World was good. And I saw The Offspring 2 years ago, and they just did all the same shenanigans. Like in between Jimmy Eat World and their set, they like have this like little blimp that goes out and like has a camera and they capture the crowd and they do like little like and it's just not what I'm into. And then I looked at the set list and I was kind of like, eh. So I think I don't remember what song it was. Maybe Come Out and Play. I left. Sorry, I was a bummer. I did I stayed for like 4 songs of The Offspring and peaced out. Um
Happens sometimes.
yeah, I just wasn't feeling it. I was supposed to go to on July 23rd. I was supposed to go see Bare Naked Ladies and Sugar Ray. Just wasn't feeling it. Gave the tickets to my friend. So didn't go to that one. What okay, which one are you backtracking to?
I'm backtracking to the actual May 25th show, not the wrong date I gave. But yeah, the actual May 25th show was actually When the Sun Sets, and that was at X-Ray Arcade. But there was a great lineup. I mean, there was a bunch of bands playing. We had Buena Cara, they played, and they were good. Uh, the Up and Up played, and then When the Sun Sets played, because they weren't the main band. But then after them was Wilmette, and then Glory Days. But yeah, all the bands really killed it that night. It was a great night of like pretty much kind of punk rock in a way, you know. But When the Sunsets always puts on a great show. Like Zach's great. I met Zach's parents. They were at the show. 'Cause I went to this show alone as well. I went to that one alone, and so I just made friends with them. Oh, and I ran into like Betty from Gold Steps there and her husband at the show. They came to see When the Sun Sets and everything. So I ran into them and I talked to them again about coming on the pod, which we have now had them on the pod.
Yeah,
Well, her. But yeah, no, I would like to get Wilmette on the podcast. They were
yeah.
really good. I liked them.
I like them.
Yeah, you like them too?
Yeah, it's actually a band that I've listened to. Look at
Well,
that.
let's get them on. I'm pretty sure they're just from Chicago, aren't they?
I think so.
Yeah,
Wouldn't make sense. I mean, it's a suburb of
it's
Chicago,
true.
so
Yeah.
lack lack of originality
I
for the
mean, you
name.
never know. You never know.
That's where Fall Out Boy is actually from, is Wilmette.
Yeah.
Anyway, my next, I'm jumping all the way to August 10th. I actually
Mm.
had like a 2 week break in shows, and I went to summer school. Um, this was a very different experience. Summer school was absolutely amazing. Um, did you do summer school too? I can't
I did
remember.
not. It was
Oh
only
my
going
god.
to Chicago, and I didn't want to go all the way to Chicago.
Oh, boohoo. I went all the way to Philly. What are you talking about all the way to Chicago? I
It
drove four
was,
hours.
there was a reason I didn't go because I would have had to go to Chicago by myself, and I didn't really feel like going to a show in Chicago by
Okay,
myself.
valid, I guess. So, the whole lineup was great. Even Huddy put on a great show. Arrows in Action did a great job. I'm trying to think who really blew me away that night. Rain City was pretty good. Those are the ones that stick out. And of course, Charlotte. So my summer school tour experience, for the first time ever, I got VIP, and that was for Charlotte Sands, who played like a small coffee shop. And I think I counted 20 people that were in the VIP. We did a Q&A. And so Charlotte was explaining on her notes app on her phone, she keeps just random information about herself because she'll be asked at a show or like a VIP a question and she can't think of the answer on the spot. She said she's like kind of like frantic in the moment and she'll forget anything about herself. And so I said, when she was like, anyone else have any questions? I was like, I'd like to take a shot at a question that isn't on your information you know about yourself. And she's like, try me. I said, what's your favorite dinosaur? Of course. Like, that's our shit. And she panicked. She's like, oh crap. So, if anyone is wondering, it is a Brachiosaurus. She could not think of the name on the spot, which goes hand in hand with what she says that, she can't think of anything. Um, and then she talked about dinosaurs for a good 5 minutes.
Hey,
Um,
well, dinosaurs are pretty cool, so get people talking.
I know it would be great to have Charlotte on. I mean, at least for me. I know you're indifferent.
I'm indifferent.
Um,
I mean, she likes a good dinosaur
I know, right?
because that's my favorite, so
So,
we can
um, it
bond over
was
that.
it was a great experience. The last time I saw Charlotte was when Senses opened up again. That was also in Philly. And I didn't really know much of her music back then. I knew like a song or two. Um, so it was a very, very different experience. Seeing her at summer school. If anyone listening has not gone to a summer school tour, I think this is only the second year, isn't it? Second or third year. Definitely go. It's such a great experience. And that one was at Franklin Music Hall in Philly. I cheated the system with parking a little bit, but that's all right.
Happens.
It was like I think it was like 2 hour parking only where we parked. So I was like, okay. Um, we moved the car literally a single spot, uh, so that we didn't get a ticket. Um, but yeah,
Yeah, so it was a good show. The summer school tour was
such a
great.
such a good show, and I had tickets for it last year, and I ended up not being able to go, which is a bummer. But
It's always a bummer when you can't go to a show. Just
yeah,
like the one that's next on my list. I was supposed to see Emery in July, but I threw my back out at work, and there was no way I was standing in one place at a show with my thrown out back. So unfortunately, I had to like resell my ticket on Ticketmaster, which I tell you, if you've never set that up where you want to sell your ticket, it's a pain in the butt. Like they make you do all this tax stuff and then this other thing, and then I finally, like literally a month later, finally got my money. I still lost money, but I got some of it back.
yeah. I real quick, it's just an off like a tangent because you're talking about not a show that you went to. I'm going to talk about not a show for 2 seconds. After I don't think this was after. This was in between. So in between The Offspring and summer school, I went to um the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and I'll put it here as I'm talking right now. It'll be right here. I saw the emo wall. There's a single wall dedicated to all that. And it's like almost like how venues just have like posters and stickers and shit slapped all over. It's kind of like that, with music videos playing on it. So,
Yeah.
um, it was a good experience. So what's the
What
next
I'm
show you
just
actually went
curious,
to?
how many shows do you have left on your list?
Girl, I have no clue.
Oh my gosh, I literally have like two.
Oh, you better. Well, I better share a bunch then.
You should share
Actually,
a bunch more.
hold on. Let me find it. Okay, here's summer school.
Told you I didn't go to as many things as you.
um, I don't know that I had much more in August. Actually, that's a lie because I did a couple shows at the fair. Um, so
Well, I know you saw
those
red jumpsuit apparatus, right?
did see red jumpsuit apparatus at the fair. They were good. That's the best I can give it. They were good. I also saw Cheap Trick at the fair, so that was really great. That was again another bucket list band. Um, is going to sound grim, but like, the ones with the people getting older, you don't know how much longer those people are going to be living for and how much longer you have to see them. Um, Usually you say that about family when you're trying to visit them, but I say it about bands. Um, and then there was All Time Low at the fair. So they were on for maybe an hour 15. They were really good live. Glad they didn't get kicked off stage because they're supposed to be family friendly and they were not. Um,
Dude, I wish my state fair had bands like that played. My state fair doesn't ever really usually have any bands I want to go see. Maybe one, but not multiple. It's usually country acts and older acts. That's usually what my
yep.
state fair is.
It's so now it's primarily country, older acts, and R&B, and they sneak in like
I
a
wish they'd
couple
sneak
more
in a band
relevant.
like All Time Low.
This is the second time All Time Low played the fair. I think they played back in like 2018,
Well, they must
maybe.
have been family friendly enough then to be asked back.
That's true. That is true. Um, okay, I got to share more because I had like five within a week. So,
Yeah, not like Goldfinger. When Goldfinger played Summerfest years ago, they were never asked to come back to Summerfest because they were not family friendly. And they had some guy like during one part of their set, they always have someone come up and eat a Twinkie out of the drummer's butt crack. And so they did that on stage, and yeah, I don't think they ever have been asked back, or they were not allowed to come back, or something. I don't know. Not quite sure exactly why they've never come back to Summerfest, but that would be my guess.
that would make sense. Yeah, there's nothing about them that would scream that they'll actually cooperate and be family friendly.
No, they're punk.
Um,
Punk ska,
is
you
is
know?
your is your second one that you've been to, is that one our last night?
No.
Okay, let me get through a couple. Um, so the first that I have, I'm all the way to September 10th now. Um, was A Day to Remember with Yellow Card, State Champs, and oh man, who opened? I can't remember who opened. Sorry. Um, that was actually a really, really great show. I loved being able to finally see State Champs. I went with Nikki and my son. So seeing him getting everything was actually really, really great to witness. I mean, he's been to shows with us before, but Yellow Card did a really, really great set. State Champs did really, really great. And I mean, A Day to Remember is A Day to Remember. I feel like they're always going to kill it live. My only gripe with The Day to Remember is that their set is pretty stagnant. Since I've seen them back in like 2019, I feel like it's been relatively the same set with a couple newer songs sprinkled in each time, but mix it
Sprinkled
up a
in.
little. Mix it up a little. And then okay. Under Oath, Papa Roach, Rise Against. I got a bone to pick with Under Oath. I
Uh-oh.
know they just got done with 20 years of They're Only Chasing Safety, but to not play a single song from They're Only Chasing Safety on this tour was pretty disappointing. Um, Rise Against did so good. I think that was my first time seeing Rise Against in like 18 years, um, 17 or 18 years, and that was such a great show. Um, Papa Roach, I hate to say I don't know much of their stuff. and I wasn't gonna stick around to wait
Except
for
for like
Scars and Last
cut my
Resort.
life into pieces. This is my
Yeah,
last resort.
yeah. So Scars and Last Resort were like on the end. I did stay for Blood Brothers again. It's a Tony Hawk song. Fell in love with that song. So I stayed for that. It was like the second one they played. I think I stayed for a couple more songs, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna peace out. All right, what do you got? Because I've got two more now.
Okay, well, I'll just share my second to last one.
Okay.
August 7th, that was when the Pop 2000 tour came to a Riverfest, like a little town festival near me. And I was kind of really excited for that because it was like total like I don't know, early 2000s like yeah, me little not even an emo kid, like girly, boy bandy, all that stuff like the Pop 2000 tour. 'Cause who played that was Tyler Hilton, and then it was Tyler Hilton, O-Town, and All for One, which I had O-Town. O-Town played my high school in 2001. So, I mean, I hadn't seen them since then, and I know they don't have Ashley Parker Angel in the band anymore, but it was still pretty much like O-Town back in the day, and I really enjoyed them. And it was really fun meeting Tyler in person after we interviewed him not that long before, like a week
Yeah, it
prior.
was like a week. Yeah.
Yeah, and I got to meet him in person and everything. I actually ended up getting to go to his VIP he was doing, even though I didn't really want to be at the VIP. I just wanted to meet him.
Well,
But that was the easiest way, I guess. So
yeah.
that's how it went. My husband and I went to his little VIP, met him, and then he went on stage not long after, and he puts on a really good show. I got a little nostalgic with that, like he got like One Tree Hill songs and stuff because he was, played a role on One Tree Hill, if anyone doesn't know that. He was technically the bad guy, the bad boy on there that was trying to like, steal girls away. Not really, but he was known for being little like in roles of as a bad guy or a, tough guy or something. I don't know what you want to call him. But yeah, no, O-Town was great. And All for One, I did stay for all of them because it was a work night and I was like, it's getting late. I only needed to see some of All for One. And so we left halfway through All for One set and went home because I wanted to beat traffic because otherwise it would have been crazy when everyone leaves right away afterwards. But yeah, no, the Pop 2000 tour was fun. And it was crazy that it came so close to, you know, my hometown.
Yeah, that sounded like fun. I was really shocked that he threw you on that guest list really, really quickly during our interview. He was such a down to earth guy.
Yeah, he was.
Um,
I wish I was able to talk to him more at the Riverfest, but he had all his fans talking to people like to talk to during the VIP, and those were paying people, so I wasn't gonna. I stayed until the very end of the line before I went and said hi because I was like, no, these paying people can go first, you know? Because that's what you do. I'm not gonna like cut line and be like, I didn't even pay to meet him, they did.
yeah,
There were two girls that drove all the way from Minnesota.
dang,
Yeah.
that's dedication.
Yep, they really love him.
So I'm gonna talk about two of my favorite. I'm coming all the way down to here. First of all, let me say, out of all the ones I've gone through, the ones that were probably the most special to me was definitely the state champs opening up for A Day to Remember. I've been dying to see state champs. That was my first time seeing them. Um, in
I'd
Deadlands.
I'd
That
love to
that
have state champs on the podcast too.
same.
Come on, state
Um,
champs, come on the pod.
and then Deadlands. That one was a great. And then Casey, going back to that for 2 seconds, Casey felt so bad. She didn't. She said she didn't realize I was coming out, even though we talked about it, and I dropped her multiple lines. She's like, "Oh, I would have guest listed you if you told me." I'm like, DMs and comments, and you responded to both. Love you, Casey. So the next one was a revival or like a I don't want to call it a reunion show, but a local Syracuse band. Their record label was putting their record out on vinyl, so they had a record release party. And this was Long Since Forgotten, which was they were huge in the early 2000s, especially locally here around Syracuse. But they did national touring. Um, and then who opened for them? Um, well, Second Suitor, who by the time people are listening to this, it's probably going to be the episode right before. Um, check them out. Such a high energy band. Um, and I'm forgetting the names of the other bands. I feel Violet. So the guys in Violet came from all sorts of different bands in Syracuse. There was a band early or mid 2000s called Honor Bright. A couple of them were from that. There was a cover band where they just played like emo nights, if you will, um, called Career Mode. And the original lead singer from that band is now the lead singer of Violet. So they were really really good. And of course, long since forgotten, just for being around for so long. And then they all live in different areas now. I believe the singer lives in New York City. Um, so I don't know. That was just such a. It was in a local venue that also has. It's called Funkin' Waffles. Amazing waffles. Check out. I mean, if you're listening to this and you haven't listened to the Second Suitor episode, go check that out to learn more about the waffles. Um, but yeah, that I don't know that it was a nice show. It was a nice small local show where it kind of felt like it was like just friends and family and like a couple hardcore fans from back in the day. So that was a nice show.
Those are always nice.
Yeah. What's your next one?
I was gonna say the band on A Day to Remember that you're forgetting was Boundaries.
Oh my god, they freaking killed it. They were so good. I actually sent Matt Batiste a message about them. I was like, "Have you heard of Boundaries before?" He's like, "Yeah, and they're so good live." I'm like, "That's who I'm watching perform right now." Um, so yeah, thank you for reminding me. Boundaries. They
I looked
they
it up
they were
while you were
amazing.
talking.
So who's your next one?
My next one is gonna be Our Last Night, so
Oh, okay. Let me do one more then.
you do one more, and
Um,
then we'll talk about Our Last Night, which this episode is becoming very long.
it is. Okay, so Long Since Forgotten, that was September 13th. So as of recording this, that was only 10 days ago. My very last one was September 15th, and that was Spanish Love Songs. Oh my gosh, what a show. What a fucking show. Um, so I got into Spanish Love Songs because of Matt Batiste. When we interviewed him, he was saying that he absolutely loves their music. Um, I actually even tried to get him out here to come to the show. And he's like, I don't know, man, that's a 5.5 hour drive and I got to work the next day. I'm like, take the day off and crash here. It's fine. Um, so it was such a great show. Every single band on the bill was great. Um, a local band called Moon Talk opened up. Um, they're pretty good live. Um, the band Bike Roots was up next. Love Bike Roots. A couple of their songs really resonate with me. So I was absolutely into their set. And then World's Greatest Dad, um, which they've got it's a female fronted band. Um, they were good too. I was into them. And of course, Spanish Love Songs. I can't say enough about them. When I looked up the set list, I pretty much learned every single song that they were going to perform. So I was in the moment. I think I took a single picture the whole night, because I just kind of wanted to be in the moment, into the
Yeah.
music, and that's kind of what I'm trying to do now with shows. But it was such a great show. Probably out of all the shows I've been to all year, I think currently it's number one. Um, And again, my favorite venue, uh, at the Song and Dance here in Syracuse. Just yeah, great show. I won't keep going on about it. Let's talk about our last night. Now this was the whole reason we decided to do this episode, but we're like, I we'd have like a 7.5 minute episode if we just talked about our last night.
That's true.
So
We talked a long
um
time when we talked about Silverstein, though.
yeah, but I don't know if I haven't as much to say about our last night.
But we wanted to do this episode because we both went to the Our Last Night show, and mine was more at the beginning of the tour, and his was more at the end of the tour. But we wanted to discuss differences like we did for the Silverstein show, since we don't usually go to the same shows because
No, they
they don't
usually don't.
usually they don't usually get to those areas, our areas, at the same time, unless it's a large tour, which the Our Last Night one was.
Yeah, and I did have to drive to Buffalo for this one, so it was about, 2.5 hours of a
Yeah, and mine
drive.
was like 2.5 hours because I had to go to Chicago.
Yep. And this was also the first road trip I took in my new EV. So that was fun, but I'll give that as part of my experience when we get there.
But yeah,
So how
no, I was gonna say I'll go first since my show was first.
sure. And okay, so remind us, when was yours?
Mine was it August 9th? Yes, August 9th. And that was in
Okay.
Chicago at the Riviera Theater, which
Okay.
I hadn't been to the Riviera in years. I think I've been there once before. I don't even remember who I saw there back in the day, but like, yeah, I don't remember. That was too long ago. My brain can't think that hard.
And
Uh,
mine was just 4 days ago. Mine was on 5 days ago. Mine was on Friday, the 19th of September.
yeah, so it was quite a distance in between. That was 10 days in between, right? That was quick though. They got to you pretty quick. Not as quick as Silverstein though.
Wait, what was the? I thought you said yours was in August.
August 9th, yes. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, yours
mine
is September.
September
See, my
19th.
brain doesn't work.
Wow.
It doesn't work.
And this is
Yeah.
where you
But
found
that's pretty
out
far. Yes. You found
how
out that Jessica is going senile.
how are you in math?
Not good.
Yeah.
I don't math.
All right, so how big was the room? How packed was that room?
It got pretty packed. I don't know how many people were in the balcony area because I didn't go up there to look or didn't go out further far enough to look because I had a really good spot. So I stayed in the one spot the whole time. But yeah, it was pretty packed. I mean, I don't think it sold out. It was not sold out.
I don't know if the one in Buffalo was sold out. I will say this again is one of my favorite venues that I've been to since it opened. So this one opened up in '05. The building's got history. It's the town ballroom, and it's like, how do you describe it? Not layers, but like multiple levels, right? So like you have the floor, and then there's like, I want to say there's 4 or 5 tiers of level that you can go up into. When I say I've never seen this venue packed this much, you could barely move. And I've never seen the town ballroom
Well,
packed
it was
like
our
that.
last night's final tour, so everyone had to come out.
Apparently. So all right, so let's go with who I think the opener was the same in every one, right?
Yes, it was Windwalkers
Windwalkers.
was
How
the first band. They were awesome. I already liked them before I saw them live, and that was the first time me seeing them live, and they put on a great set.
Same. I'm right there with you. I was really impressed. However, my impression was tainted by like 3 drunk girls standing next to me. So after they were done, I did move.
I mean, I did kind of feel bad for them because a lot of the crowd really wasn't getting into them, but I was like, how could you not? They were so good. I guess I'm just way more into more music than you, and a lot of them were probably just, there for our last night to sing covers.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, no, Windwalkers was amazing. I would love to have them on the pod as well. I mean, there's all sorts of bands I would love to have on the pod. So if anyone like knows these bands, let them know they should come on this awesome podcast called JAMXP. If you know these people personally, because you never know.
Yep.
Gotta have
And
that
then
connection.
and then next up we had Grayscale,
Yes, Grayscale was
which
amazing as well.
pretty much why I wanted to go because I love Grayscale. Um, Slightly sad they didn't play. I think it's called Sweater Weather, if I'm not mistaken. The first album I heard. I'm so bad at album titles. I think it's Bella Vita, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. It's the album from like 2018 or 19. I can't remember. Um, they did play one song off of that album, which was in Violet. Um, but oh my gosh, the rest of it, like that whole. I'm sorry, Grayscale. Grayscale is the one whose merch I purchased.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. I
No, they
loved
were
Grayscale.
super awesome. I really enjoyed them. That was the first time for me seeing them as well live. And I've been a Grayscale fan for a while, actually, as well. Because I can't remember the song that got me into them. I'd have to look it up and I can't remember it. But yeah, no, Grayscale was awesome. I mean, we can talk about our last night now, but like I know how you felt about them. I thought they put on a great show. My only thing was they sang way too many covers. I'm sorry. It's your final tour. You just had a covers tour like a year ago. That's where all your fans get to see you play all covers. Well, your final tour should have definitely been like
More
way
original.
more originals, like oldies and all that stuff. More from like Oak Island or
Yeah.
something, you know? And even before then.
So I have a just general question about this, right? It's their final tour, but they don't say it's their final show.
Well, no, they're just gonna do one-off
One-offs and
shows.
festivals and
Probably.
yeah,
They're still gonna
Uh,
play shows. It's their final tour where they're gonna just play a huge, large set. I mean, they played a lot of songs.
they did.
They played a long time.
Um, yeah, so they were really good at one point. The person that I went with was kind of like, "Do you think these people are like TikTok fans that just saw all the covers?" I was like,
Oh, they definitely were.
"Probably."
Oh no, there were people that were pretty much there, and there was this lady actually, she was there with her kids, and they were young kids, and they were like next to me, and she only knew the cover songs. She didn't sing along to any of the originals. She only knew covers. So I mean, they are the cover kings, so I mean, you get what you get. Like you were pretty much had fans there for just the covers, and they didn't know any of your originals. So I feel like Final Tour definitely still, they should have played more originals for those OG fans that were around way before they started doing their covers. But that's how I feel about that. I don't know if you feel the same way about that.
I My hot take, I wasn't impressed with their set.
No.
No, I like it. Okay, let me back that up. I'm impressed with their set. I wasn't impressed with their set list. So I'm kind of there with you. Like more originals. I wasn't crazy about most of the covers they chose to play.
Yeah, I only knew like a couple of them, honestly, because I'm not like super huge on mainstream stuff that gets played on the
Same.
radio. That like I don't listen to like certain stuff. Like I was trying to look up the set list again so I could be
I,
like, yeah, I never really got into this song.
I like that they played ABCDEFU.
Yeah, I love that one.
Definitely one of my favorites. I wanted them to play. Oh God, what's the Kesha cover they did? Why am I forgetting it? Um,
Didn't they play that?
you we are who we are. No, they didn't play it. Um, there's a couple songs I would have liked to have seen them play as far as their covers go, but
I'm so mad right now. I just literally had this up and now I can't find it again. There it is. Yeah, no, because they played, yeah, A B C D E F U. That was a great one that I liked. But I'm like, I don't know who Tove Lo is. I don't know who that is. Like it just there's so many covers on here. I just don't listen to Alex Warren. The kid Lario or whatever. I don't know how you say it. I don't know who that is. Saja Boys. I don't know who that is either. They played Katy Perry, Dark Horse. I don't even know that
Yeah.
song because I really don't
No.
pay attention. I don't pay attention to Katy Perry.
Uh,
Katy Perry.
Carrie
Katy
Perry.
Perry. See, I don't even know her name.
Oh my gosh, I loved that's the one cover I really got into. And I know they're also really known for Iris.
Oh
Um,
yes, I enjoyed Iris. So I pretty much
no.
enjoyed like one of the first covers they sang and the very last one.
Um, Iris was my high school girlfriend's and my song. So
Ah.
I mentally blocked out that cover.
But I mean, even with the covers, I still really enjoyed seeing Our Last Night because it had been like a long time. I think the last time I saw them was like 2011, maybe even 2018. I don't know. It was a Warp Tour date, and that's the last time I saw them was at Warp Tour.
Oh, this was the first time I've seen them.
Yeah, and it was
Yeah.
like a disappointment because they sang so many covers. So that's
Yeah,
sad. It was your first and final time seeing them, probably. Unless they
probably.
do a festival you're going to or something.
Yeah. Oh
But
well,
yeah,
what are you gonna do?
I mean, the opening bands definitely saved the show.
Yeah, Grayscale did it for me.
Not Afraid to Die. That was the song I think that got me into the Grayscale.
Isn't that newer?
I don't think so. Go to album. I don't think so. Oh no, wait, that's not it. No, there's another song and I can't think of the damn name. Oh, let's go back. Let me go all the way back. Why does YouTube suck?
Good question.
YouTube sucks. I'm trying to think of this song. I know this is such great content right now.
I
Me
know.
looking at things. I don't remember. Maybe it was Beautiful Things. Hmm.
Anyway,
Anywho, that does it for this episode, I think, because I think we
oh,
talked enough about Our Last Night.
I was
So,
gonna ask, do you have any shows planned coming up?
I mean, I do have shows coming up.
Rattle them off. What do you got?
I don't have a lot. Like, I literally just went to see Hot Milk on Sunday, which was
Yep.
a few like 2 days ago.
I'm going to see Hot Milk this Saturday, the
But
27th.
we decided we're gonna have a little conversation about that show
Yeah.
another time after Chris is gone. So I won't say much about the show, all except for that it was awesome.
So my upcomings, I've got Hot Milk this Saturday. Wait. I need to back up. There's more. So first of all,
But wait,
oh
there's
wait,
more.
there's more. Thursday is the Thomas Nicholas Band with my friend's band, Colder Weather opening. The next day is emo night. So that's the 25th and 26th. On the 27th, I'm going to Buffalo for Hot Milk. And then I have to come back, drop my older son off. And the very next day, I'm going back out to Buffalo to see Mariana's Trench and Senses. That's on the 28th. On Friday, October 3rd, I am going to see Archers and a Virtue in Rochester. Um, and then October 28th is Stand Atlantic, again in Buffalo. When I mention shows, just assume it's in Buffalo. Monday, November 24th, Story of the Year.
Gonna be a
And
banger.
that's what Census Fail, right?
Yep, it's gonna be an amazing show.
And then we have Friday, November 28th. So Black Friday is all time low in Buffalo. And I'm primarily excited for the openers they chose for that. I mean, we've got 4 Year Strong opening in Mayday Parade. So it's gonna be a pretty good show. Saturday, November 29th. That is Spirit Box. And I think Honey Revenge is opening for them. Or Daisy Grenade, one of the two. Random, but awesome.
I feel like it's Daisy.
Yeah. Um, Honey Revenge is opening for Stan Atlantic. And then Sunday, November 30th. So 3 days in a row in Buffalo. Just going to be staying out there with family or something, probably. Um, that is Set It Off. But I am excited for the openers because we have Vanna, female Vanna, not band Vanna. And The Pretty Wild opening for that one. So I am stoked for that one. And that's all I've got.
Is female Vanna spelled differently?
VANA versus VANNA.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's the one with the one N.
Vana.
It's Vana.
Vana. Maybe it's Vane.
Maybe. Maybe. Sometimes you don't know. It's kind of like, Dawn spells their name with two V's. And for a long time we thought it was like Davin.
Davin. Love a good Davin. So what else do you have coming up?
I mean, I have AFI at the end of this month on the 30th, but we'll see. I didn't buy the tickets, my friend did, so if he decides he doesn't want to go anymore, I won't be going because I didn't, pay for him or anything yet. But I mean, also I'm curious to see how that show goes because with Davey Havok's new look and the new music they've been putting out, I'm not too keen on the new music. Uh, It doesn't seem like AFI. I don't know. I mean, I know that artists change their sound over the years, but I mean, to go from what they were to what it is now, it's like holy night and day. Like, or maybe it's more like day and like night. Yeah, no, night and day. That's right, because
Yeah.
I feel like the other stuff's a little too daylighty and the other stuff's more nighttimey because it's AFI.
But
But hopefully AFI does a lot of older songs and doesn't play like a whole set of like new stuff because I'd be like, what the heck?
yeah,
I'd be very disappointed.
that is one tour I'm not going to. I never got really into AFI, so I'm just gonna
Well, it's been years since I saw them, probably like 2007 Summerfest, I think they played like forever ago. So I wanted to go just because I hadn't seen them in forever.
yeah.
And then after that, I want to go to three shows in a row, but I just can't swing three in a row because it's a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday thing. And it's Sunday, uh, November 30th. It's the home team at the Rave in Milwaukee. And that's with Arrows in Action and Makari, which I still want to see both of them. I still want to get Makari on the podcast, so you should definitely message us back, please. But yeah, I want to go to that one. I haven't bought the ticket yet, so hopefully it doesn't sell out. I don't think so because they already bumped it up one stage and they can just bump it up again if they can because there's
Yeah.
multiple stages at the rave, so that's the good thing about that. Unless someone else books the higher up stage. Uh, but yeah, then the next night was Memphis May Fire in Madison on December 1st, and I really want to go see Memphis May Fire because I believe Rain City Drive was playing with them, and I really want to see Rain City Drive. Like I really want to, because you've seen them and you said they were awesome.
Rain City was good. Yep.
And I'm like, man, I want to see Rain City Drive. And then Never Tell's also on that show. And If Not For Me, which I love If Not For Me. I loved having Patty on the podcast. I loved them the first time I saw them when they played with Set It Off on that tour. And I'd love to see them again because it'd be fun. But I don't know if I can swing that. I don't know if I can do three shows in a row and then go to work the next day, every single day. That's a lot of Mountain Dews.
Aren't you forgetting like a main show you're going to?
Yes, I'm coming to that. The
Oh,
main show is the third one in a row, which is December 2nd, and that's Story of the Year Census Fail in Milwaukee at the Rave.
that's not what I was talking about.
Oh, you're talking about my November stuff. I jumped a little farther ahead. Yeah, you're talking about Warp Tour in
Yeah.
Florida. Yep, I'm hopefully going to Warp Tour in Florida. We'll see how that all goes and pans out because I was trying to get airline tickets and it's been just a hassle and it's going to cost me an arm and a leg apparently because I don't want to have any stops and I want nonstop flights because I don't want to be stuck at airports for 8 hours of a day. So I'm debating now. I'm like, if I'm gonna get there somehow, so I might as well just drive, right? I'm totally probably gonna drive. I'm gonna drive, I think. I have it all planned out. I know people in Nashville. I'll stay and sleep for a while and then get back in my car and go in Nashville, and then I'll make it to Florida. I'll just take an extra day off of work next week, the week after. I got it all planned out, I think. It'll cost me less than getting plane tickets.
Sure.
Why are you saying it won't?
Because you have food and you have other
Oh,
expenses
I
that you
don't
have
eat
to
that
account for.
much. I don't eat that much.
Okay.
Other expenses. I computed it all with like how much gas would cost. My car doesn't cost that much to fill up, and I get like, close to 350 to 390 miles per tank.
Okay. And you factored in like oil change when you're done with this trip.
Yeah.
Okay.
I get free oil changes for the life of my car.
That's nice of you.
They gave me that at the dealership. So if I need an oil change and I've gone over 3,000 miles, guess what? Oh, here you go. Free oil change. Hey, I'm also saving money too because if I did fly, I'd have to drive myself to the airport and park my car in the parking garage while I'm gone, and it's like $18 a day.
Your husband can't drive you to the airport.
No, because he'd have to take off of work to do that, and he can't afford to do that. He doesn't have a lot of vacation days left. He literally has like a day and a half of vacation left. So
Hmm. First world problems right there.
I know. Nope, I would have been driving and parking my car at the airport, which I also don't trust that either. So, hey, this way I can go visit a Bucky's. I can go visit my brother
Your
from
brother.
another mother.
On that
Uh,
note,
on that note, we will cut there. But yes, I'm trying to get to Warp Tour. I hope it all works out for me.
you'll find a way.
Unless anyone else wants to go to Warp Tour and road trip with me, hit me up. But that's all we have for you. It's been a way longer episode than we thought this was going to be.
Yeah, for sure.
We talked a little too much about some of the shows, I think.
That's
But
all right.
so yeah, thanks for listening, and comment us how your summer was and what shows you went to and all that jazz.
Yeah, comment us.
Comment on this post, this video, this interview, or whatever you want to call this.
And
And cut. Thanks for listening, everyone, to our ridiculousness
bye, everybody.
and meeting or stop recording.